Okay, hopefully everyone can see this okay.
Yes.
So I'll fly through this, but I'll try to speak slowly so everyone can understand me. I don't have too strong of an Irish accent. I think it's pretty neutral because I did study abroad myself in Spain, and I'd really, really highly recommend studying abroad if it's your first time, and it's just such an amazing experience. So of course we'd love to have you at DBS. I'll give you a quick overview about our kind of life here at DBS. So we're actually the largest independent college or private college in Ireland. So we've just over 8,000 students. A lot of these are also part-time students, so they might do evening courses and things like that. So there won't be that many students on campus at any one time, but just to give you an idea. Um, I work on the European team, so like Group EDH, we have many partnerships all over Europe. So we've over 100 partner colleges. So if you study with us, you'll be studying with a lot of Irish students, and as well as that, you'll study with other European students. So mostly from France, Spain, and Germany, for example. So we have about 80 nationalities. We have students coming from outside of Europe as well, for example, in Asia and the US. And we've over 100 accredited programs. So even though our name, you think we're just a business school, we also have many arts programs, many marketing, business, psychology, computing, and technology. We've quite a large range of courses, and they're all fully accredited by the QQI in Ireland, which is essentially means that any credits or any studies you do with us will be um, they'll be recognized internationally, so you can study anywhere in the world after you study with us. And you have two main options. The first one is a study abroad semester. So you get to choose different subjects across all of our programs. And I'll give you an overview of which programs mostly fit with your degree, because I know you study mostly marketing and communications. Um, we also have a certificate in global business. It's not going to be relevant for you, but just to give you an idea, that's another option. We have quite a short semester, so the semester is just 12 weeks long, so exactly 3 months, and it starts in January or September. And all of the exams are also during this period, so it's mostly continuous assessment. So you'll be doing things like project work, a lot of group work, and presentations. So there's no big final exam, it's mostly in class presentations and things like that. So these are kind of the modules that mostly align with your program. So as you can see, there's quite a few. I think there's about 30 that mostly align with your program. So we allow you to study a total of 30 credits or 30 ECTS. So each of our modules is worth 5 credits. So you can see a lot of marketing, digital media, event planning. We have a lot of kind of IT focused programs too, so like cloud marketing, and then more on the arts and communication side, we have things like film, cinema, and screen. Today we have digital skills, film and creative media. Then we have again some more software programs like software editing, and we have a program called a moving image, web design, and things like that. So I will share this presentation with you afterwards as well. And if you want more in-depth information about any of these modules, I can also share the course list with you. But just to give you an idea of the programs we have on offer. The application process is relatively straightforward. We just need, of course, we need you to inform your international office and they will nominate you. We are a fee-paying university, so we don't do Erasmus. But your Paula and your international office can tell you, um, what fees are involved, and it's also on our website. We just need your academic transcripts, and we do need them translated into English. We need your passport, and then very importantly, we need your recognized proof of English. So We do accept a lot of different English proficiency exams, like Duolingo is a really popular one, and all of the English exams must have been completed within the last 2 years. So I guess on the fun side of things, DBS is a really has a really big student life. So it's probably one of the biggest benefits about studying with us. And as you can see, every single week there's a different theme. And so the first few weeks will be all about your induction and Freshers Week. There'll be lots of parties, lots of events. We have a dedicated student services team, and they run about 250 events every year. So it's pretty. There's a lot going on. You can see. We also have kind of themed weeks relating to the courses. So like Business Week, Law Week, Psychology Week, and just to show you a few photos, we've also a huge amount of clubs and societies on offer. So a lot of sports clubs. I think we have almost any sport you can imagine, from cricket to basketball, yoga, um, hiking in Ireland is really popular. So, we've in Dublin, um, it's there's some amazing hikes and cliff walks and beaches and things like that. So there's really something for everyone. And then we've a lot of workshops and events happening. So, different companies will come in and deliver talks. So we had LinkedIn in here recently delivering a talk to the students. And then, of course, there's a lot of jobs opportunities to be have in Dublin. So, you can build connections, you can network with these companies. Some of our students also find part-time jobs because you only have maybe 16 or 17 hours of class per week. So Dublin is an expensive city to live in, similar to Paris. So a lot of students do find a part-time job, and that can help with your, it can help with your the living costs as well. We have a lot of supports available, disability supports. We have a careers team, they can help you with the job side of things. And then the Students' Union, and we have a library on campus too. So you won't require any physical books, but everything will be available as an ebook. And then again, some examples of the events. There's an annual surf weekend to the west of Ireland. I'm not sure how many of you have visited Ireland, but as an island, we have really lovely beaches and coastal walks and things like that. So surfing is quite popular, although the water is very, very cold. um, and then yeah, with a big international student body, there's always international events, Diwali celebrations, whatever it may be. We'd recommend you following us on social media just to get a good insight into some of the events, and you can also listen to our new podcast. We advertise a lot of the events online, so there's even events on the weekend. You probably have to pay a small fee to take the bus. Sometimes there's trips all around Ireland and things like that, so it's a great opportunity. And as a student, you will receive a student leap card, and this is probably it's one of the biggest benefits of being a student in Dublin, in that every journey you take on public transport costs you just €1 with this card. So hopefully, €1 or €2 per day on transport is quite a good benefit as a student. I know we're running out of time, so just a few quick photos of Ireland. You know, even though it does rain a lot, it means we've really beautiful green fields and landscapes and everything. So you can see the Cliffs of Moher on the bottom of the screen. That's one of the most popular tourist spots, and a lot of medieval architecture um, all around Dublin. And then lastly, but most importantly, the accommodation part. So accommodation is very difficult and expensive in Dublin at the moment. So we will be very transparent and open with you that it is hard to find accommodation in Dublin, but if you look early, you have a much better chance of finding somewhere. and most of our students do find somewhere. But the sooner you look, the better. So, for example, most of the accommodation will be fully booked by June. So we recommend you begin your search early in the year. For example, April would be a good time. Um, but yeah, there's a few main options. The first one is a purpose-built student accommodation. So this is where it's only students um, stay in these accommodations. They're located all over Dublin. There's maybe 100 of these buildings available, and you get your own room and bathroom normally, and then you share a living area. Or else you can stay with a host family. So you could stay, for example, a family in Dublin. Normally, these are not located in the city centre, but you can commute, you can take a bus or the train, and it can be a little bit cheaper. Or then lastly, you just look on the most popular websites, things like Airbnb, booking.com. We have a big one in Ireland called Daft, which I will also share with you. Um, but again, a lot of these you will have to visit the property in person. So just make sure you don't pay anything up front, because there's a lot of scams out there. But we also have a student services team, so they can help you to find accommodation. They can speak with landlords. They can help you if you receive any contracts for accommodation. So we do try and help you as much as we can. But most of the time, it's your own responsibility to find accommodation. This is an overview of the price. So minimum, it's going to cost you over €1,000 per month. If you stay in any of basically most of the accommodations are going to cost a minimum of €1,000. Sometimes you can find a little bit cheaper. If you find your own house, it can be 800, €900. Um, if you want to share with friends or things like that. We have no on-campus accommodation because we're located right in the city centre. So we have no accommodation, but we do have one partnership with this provider called Brickworks. So we have a limited number of rooms available, and you can book this accommodation with us. The price this year was €6,800 for one semester. So for the full semester, €6,800. You get your own room and bathroom, and you share a living area. And this doesn't include any meals or anything. So just to give you an idea of that, I'll, I know we're almost finishing up. So just one last thing, just the average cost of living in Dublin. Um, of course, most of it depends on the cost of accommodation, but then outside of that, as I said, you don't need any books. You don't need. The transport is very cheap. We have all the major supermarkets like Lidl, Aldi, so it really depends on your lifestyle. But it can cost a maximum of €2,000 to live in Dublin per month. Um, so yeah, I'll leave that there and I'll stop sharing and I'll let you ask any questions you might have.
Thank you, Kaylee. It was very, very clear. So yeah, I see that Lena has a question.
Yep.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I just
You're
want to ask you, I have a Cambridge certificate and I have only a B2. So it's not a B2 plus, so I don't know if it's okay.
welcome. Yeah, so
Hmm.
we kind of say B2 plus because on some English exams it slightly differs the B2 level. But we certainly can have a look at it. Let me just double check
Yeah,
what.
usually
Yeah,
all students that we send, they are a B2 level.
yeah,
Some of them are B2 plus, but most of them they are just B2. So
yeah.
Okay.
So we can definitely have a look. For Cambridge B2 plus, yeah, it just depends on the score. But if you send it to us, we can certainly have a look and give you a better indication if we will accept it or not.
mm,
Yeah, okay, because I have a score of 166.
Okay. Okay, great. I'm not sure off the top of my head, sorry, but
Okay.
if you want to send it, I can double check. I'll just put in the chat or inbox is europe@dbs.ie. So if anyone has any other questions, they can just send it straight to us. Yeah. Thanks, Lena, for the question.
Anything else? I think, hang on. I don't see if there's a question on the chat, maybe.
No, that was just me that I put in the inbox or email address.
Okay. That's-
Great. Well, if anyone thinks of any other questions, they can email us or give us a call. But I'll share the presentation as well, Paula, and then you can share it with everyone.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
No worries. Good to meet you all, even though I can't see you all. But yeah, great that you're here, and best of luck with your study abroad next year.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kaylee, for the presentation, and we'll wish you all the best for the future.
Thanks
and
so much.
be in touch.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Paula. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Kaylee. Bye.
Bye. Bye.